Hey everyone, welcome back. Alex here again, and today I'm going to go over an elite skill for the warrior. Now, I haven't done a video in a little while, and there's certain reasons for that, mainly just being extremely busy, but I'm going to try and keep it up, and the next profession on my list is, again, as I mentioned, is the warrior. So let's get to it. So the warrior, it's very interesting because they have two pools, namely energy and adrenaline. And how you manage both is key on how much damage you can dish out with the warrior or what you can do with them. And one of the elite skills that I really, really like, that I actually used to finish the factions campaign, at least with my warrior here, Taraza, is the skill Battle Rage. So I'm going to click this over here. So Battle Rage, it's a very nice skill. And again, with pretty much all elite skills are very nice skills, but elite skills, as I mentioned before, fall into certain categories, or they do generally a couple things. One is they combine two skills that you need to use into one skill. So, for example, another one is Primal Rage, which combines the skill Frenzy and an increased movement speed, right? Namely move 33% faster, and you do 25% more damage. I'm sorry, you attack 33% faster and you move 25% faster, but you take double damage. So basically, it's a powered up Frenzy. But with Battle Rage, you get a very fast movement speed increase of 33%, and you gain a doubled adrenaline for each attack. Now, this is pretty nice because it lasts at least for a 13th strength for 18 seconds. So actually, let's just read it real quick. So Battle Rage is an elite stance, and for 18 seconds, you move 33% faster, and you gain double adrenaline from your attacks. Battle Rage ends if you use any non-adrenal skills. So that last line there, again, should really tell you how to fill out your skill bar. Now, you have to be a little bit careful because it's tempting just to fill the skill bar with almost all adrenaline skills. But if you get into a situation where your adrenaline is shut down, namely you're up against a mesmer and you get hit with soothing images, for example, or you're doing the ritualist and they lay down a soothing spirit that cuts your adrenal gain by half, that can significantly slow you down or even shut you down if you're not careful. So with Battle Rage, one thing to keep in mind is that you still want to be effective if your adrenaline is shut down. So most of your bar should be adrenaline based, but not quite all of it. So let's take a look here. So I pop Battle Rage in. Now, one thing to remember about Battle Rage, however, is that it is not an IAS. It's not an increased attack speed, which means your attack will actually be the same as without having any kind of IAS. And you can't add an IAS because all IAS skills, such as Tiger Stance, a Berserker Stance, things like that, they're all stances. And so if you're using Battle Rage and you switch from Battle Rage to, say, Tiger Stance, which I have right here, you'll turn off Battle Rage because with stances you can only have one at a time and they cancel each other out. So your increased damage is going to come from your adrenal skills, not from increased damage from an increased damage modifier. So let's take out Tiger Stance and kind of redo this skill bar here. I do like Endure Pain. It's very nice if you're in an emergency situation and you're getting hit hard and you need that really good burst of health to keep things going. So Tiger Stance is out. Flurry, that's a stance. That's out. And now we're done with these skills. Because Battle Rage is a stance, and it's a long-lasting stance, it's actually 18 seconds, which is very nice. One skill to really look at, and again, I'm using swordsmanship in this case, is a skill that can utilize the fact that you're in stance. So in this case, Standing Slash. So Standing Slash hits for plus 21 damage and another 21 damage if you're in a stance. So you definitely want to pick up this one. And I'm going to move this over here. Now, what you use with your adrenal skills here is going to be key, because you have several, or I should say, namely two, that can really benefit from Battle Rage and the fact that you're getting a lot of adrenaline very quickly. One is Final Thrust. The other one is Sun and Moon Slash. Now, Sun and Moon Slash, again, it functions the same way as the Ranger's Dual Shot. So with Sun and Moon Slash, you want to make sure you have something that gives you an increase in damage in a per attack basis. So something like having Strength of Honor or a Conjure Weapon type of enchantment, or an Order enchantment from Necromancer, things like that. But in this case, I'm going to stick with Final Thrust because it does a ton of damage once your enemy is below 50% health. So I'm going to use the classic combo, which is the Sever Artery, Bleeding, Gash, which is a Deep Wound, and Final Thrust, that classic combo with an additional sword attack to get things going, namely Standing Slash. Jihenzu Strike. Now, this one is interesting to use, but it will turn off Battle Rage, and that is if you're not in a stance. Jihenzu Strike cannot be blocked. But it's a little bit of a question. If I hit this here, does that turn off Battle Rage? I mean, when's the check done if you're in a stance or not? This one I'm not quite too certain about, so I'm going to dump that. And I'm going to keep Standing Slash. Okay. One very popular skill, again, would work here would be Save Yourselves against the PvE Luxon skill. Very, very nice. Plus armor. And you know what? I'm going to just grab that. If you're in PvP, you can't use that, of course. You're going to need something else, probably like Watch Yourself. But Save Yourselves, in this case in PvE, I'll grab it here. And let's see what else. So these are all adrenaline. And let's see. We are going to drop in. Actually, let's go up to strength here. And Sever Through. I'm going to go with Leviathan Sweep. So the reason I picked up Leviathan Sweep is the fact that if I'm dealing with a warrior or a ranger type of enemy that is using evasion, I can knock them out of it. Even though it knocks me out of Battle Rage, the fact is they'll be knocked down, and with a few swings while they're knocked down, I can turn Battle Rage back on again. But it's very good when you're dealing with opponents that are using defensive stances and you want to knock them out of it. So, again, a pure build here. Very good. The other thing you want to look at is your equipment. And if you have any kind of weapons that can benefit from being in a stance, use those weapons. Those are very nice. I don't think I have anything. All of mine are enchantment based. Yeah, they're all enchantment based. But if you have one that's in a weapon, all right, you have a weapon that benefits with you being in a stance, that would also work very well in increasing your damage. So anyways, let's head on out here and let's see how it works. Again, out here in the Jade Sea, I'm going to turn on hard mode, and we're in the Boreas Sea bed. I actually got a mission out here. I'm not too concerned about the mission. Okay. So, let's go with the priest. Yep. Let's get blessings. Thank you very much. And we'll head on out here. We'll start with these guys. Oh. Okay. So let's get in there and let's just see what happens. Now, again, most of my skill bar is completely turned off, so you're not going to be able to do a whole lot until Battle Rage gets turned on, and you need 4 adrenaline to do that. So let's get this going here. Whoop. Yep. Get hit with clumsiness. And there we go. We'll wait. Get clumsiness turned off. Up. I hit again. Okay, and bears. Okay, so now I have my increased attack speed. Boom, there we go. Whoop. And okay, we got these Naga now. Because you generate adrenaline so quickly, you can always turn it back on even before it's completely finished. And that can work pretty well because it makes sure that... Oh, there's that Sundering Escape. Let's knock him down. There we go. And that's one thing I forgot to mention is that if you have Battle Rage and it turns off, but you have the adrenaline stored up to you, reactivate it. You can just use Leviathan Sweep here. I wasn't in Battle Rage, but that's okay. You can use Leviathan Sweep, have Battle Rage turned off, and then immediately turn it back on again. Oh, block that. Oh. Come on, let's get Battle Rage up. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, there's Battle Rage. Save yourself, you gotta get that on. It's very nice because here I can now really spam save yourself because with Battle Rage. Come on. Yeah, all those escapes. Okay, Battle Rage, get that turned on. Knock him down. Oh, those are outcasts. Okay. And there we go. Okay, so one nice thing about Battle Rage is, again, especially with save yourselves in PvE, or I would say if you can run more of a tactics build, which is difficult because Battle Rage is in the strength attribute and Watch Yourselves is in the tactics line. So you're going to have to kind of split a little bit between the two. But with Battle Rage, you can always make sure that Watch Yourselves or Save Yourselves is turned on all the time. And that's kind of what I was doing there a little bit towards the end. Probably a little bit too late to save my Monk a little bit and my Mesmer. I think I got a little bit of DP here. Should have done that a little bit earlier. But it's alright. So let's go out and on to the seabed. Again, I have a little bit of a quest out here. Maybe we can get something going. Okay, that's a big group. Move this over here. Okay, so we're gonna go after the rituals here. Okay, we're gonna go after the Death Hand. Okay, Battle Rage turned on. Use the Standing Slash. Get some good output going here. Save yourselves turned on. There we go. Yeah, and now at this point, I'm pretty much just keeping it turned on. Oh, and actually we're done. So I was just starting to keep it turned on just to keep save ourselves coming out. There wasn't enough to save my poor monk. She's down to 55 already. And you know what? When we do an engagement, this next engagement here, I may have her pull back. Since she's number 1. I'll pull her back right. Let's move her a little bit forward. Okay. And I'm gonna go after the boss here. Get save yourselves. Oop. Down he goes. Okay. And one thing I'm actually trying to do here is not overdo activating Battle Rage and draining my adrenaline out. So it's more important I keep save yourself up than always hitting Battle Rage. Okay, I'm gonna keep that. He's blocked, so I'll knock him down. And there we go. Okay. So Battle Rage, it's very good to generate a lot of adrenaline, but you got to manage it just a little bit to make sure you have enough adrenaline to trigger off your highly expensive skills such as Save Yourselves or Final Thrust, and not just keep hitting Battle Rage over and over again, which I was kind of doing a little too much at the beginning, just to make sure it doesn't turn off. But it's there for 18 seconds, so you don't have to turn it or keep hitting it just to make sure it's turned on. It's not like a 5-second stance. It's a good 18-second stance. So that's one thing to keep in mind, and it's one thing I need to keep in mind as well. Okay, let's just got 2 out here, so let's munch on these guys. And there we go. And down he goes. Okay. And let's go after these Nagas here. I'm actually gonna focus on ones other than the archers because they have that escape skill, which kind of makes it a little bit annoying because I have to use Leviathan Sweep to get him knocked down. Okay. Now Battle Rage is turned off. It takes 4 strikes of adrenaline, which is the same as bleeding. Okay, well, there we go. Knock him down. Yeah, when they block, there's not much you can do here. Alright, there we go. Now this escape. Yeah, so these guys are kind of countering Battle Rage pretty well because they have their blocking stance up all the time. So we're almost all the time. All right, we're going to do one more group here. These are the outcasts. We'll kind of move around. And here we go. Again, you always want to check to see if that smoothing type of spirit out, which I don't think they have at this point. So, okay, there's Battle Rage. Get that turned on. Blocking, so I'm gonna knock him down here. There we go. My Necro died, so all these bone horrors are running around. Okay, so we'll start right here. Standing Slash, a nice 86%. And then Final Thrust, boom, 110. And down he goes. Okay. I was tempting to use this combo from the classic Artery Deep Wound Final Thrust, and I've been kind of doing that. I keep kind of forgetting about Standing Slash, but Standing Slash in this case should be your go-to attack, unless you're dealing with a very strong opponent that you can trigger off that combo with, because a lot of times your opponent's going to die before all three of these are triggered off. So let's see here. Let's go for the Ritualist, since they tend to be the healer. Yeah, we'll go for this guy first. Okay, blocking, knock him down. Okay, Battle Rage turned on. Okay, Standing Slash. The nice thing about, again, is that it is increased movement, so I can catch up to these guys when they start moving around. Oh, he blocked. Nope, not anymore. And down he goes. Okay, so that's Battle Rage. Very good skill, I think, especially in PvE, which allows you to really crank out these kind of adrenaline skills, such as Standing Slash, Final Thrust, and Save Yourself. And that's been kind of the three I've been using. And also, using actually a Leviathan Sweep a lot, because a lot of these foes, especially in hard mode, are using things that can block your attacks, like those archers with Escape. And I'm not exactly sure what some of the other ones were using, but it seems like everyone had a block skill, at least in this map. So that was good to knock them out of it, and then click on Battle Rage again. But I was using it so much, sometimes I'd have to use Leviathan Sweep almost 2 times in a row, and I didn't have enough adrenaline to turn on Battle Rage. But it wasn't that big a deal. So anyways, I'm going to kind of head on back here. Right, actually, let's just see what this quest is about here. If I can find how to get there. I have to go. Yeah, Arani. Okay, somehow I need to kind of get up there. Oh, okay. There's a bridge. So, anyways, back to the original discussion. So, the Battle Rage, it's a core elite skill, which means it's in all 3 campaigns, but they tend to be later in the campaign to pick it up. So if you want to pick it up, I would recommend doing it in the Factions campaign, because it's kind of in the middle of the campaign, and in the other 2 campaigns they're kind of towards the end. So if you want to pick up a little bit earlier, I definitely recommend Factions. Okay, got 3,000, very nice. And we'll head on back. So, anyways, that's my review for Battle Rage. Again, definitely play around with it. It's very good for almost any of the 3 weapons that you can use in the warrior, namely sword, axe, or hammer, and really allows you to crank out a lot of damage. As long as your adrenaline doesn't get shut down, or you have to keep switching to a skill that requires energy, which will turn Battle Rage off. And you saw that me kind of hitting that problem with Leviathan Sweep, which I had to keep using Leviathan Sweep to knock people out of their blocks in order for me to do damage to them. So anyways, I'll leave that here. Feel free to leave a comment below, and hopefully I can squeeze some time together to give you some more videos. Take care, guys. Enjoy Guild Wars, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.